Hello guys, and welcome to a special episode of Serenity Valley. This is episode 40, and I'm joined by map author Rockhound. We'll be doing a special live stream tonight with also the introduction of seasons. So as you can see in the upper corner there, we've got our seasons weather up there, and we've got some pretty interesting weather to deal with. We're working on 6-day seasons, and if we look at the temperatures, I'm not really sure that we can do any planning today, basically because we're 39 degrees Fahrenheit ground temp, but tomorrow it's predicted to drop to 35, and then 40 on day 3. And if we look at our planting schedule, our germination temperature at 41 for our wheat, barley, and canola, we're not going to get to 41 until right now, day 4 of spring. So we're a little not sure what we're going to do today. I think we're going to basically deal with some factory buildings and maybe deal with some other stuff and see if we can get going. Just because we don't have a lot to do today, we're going to run at 15 times. But for the rest of our series, we will be running seasons at 5x speed throughout the day. So as you can see here, Serenity Valley's got some very nice spring foliage. There's a few trees that are not quite seasons prepared, but overall most of the map is. And in springtime it starts out fairly dark in the morning. So just Rockhound gave me a call. Oh, looks like he's coming in here now. I was going to tell you, he gave me a call and said he was on his way in here. So we're just going to hop on in here. Oh, I don't think that truck has the passenger script.
Well, hello everybody. Let's go grab the one that does. I'll let you drive since this is your baby.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right. So we're going to go down to our sugar factory and get going. We got Fordman150 in chat. How you doing?
Hello, sir. How you doing tonight?
So throughout the stream, we're going to be asking Rockhound here some questions. And I think I'll just get started with our first question, which is basically, how long have you been playing Farm Sim?
Actually, I started playing it when FS17 come out quite a few years back. Played it for, I don't know, like almost a year. Got hooked on another MMO game and dropped it for a long time. And then FS17 come out and I got hooked. That's about it.
So did you skip 15?
Yes, I did. I played the, like I said, I got hooked on an MMO and I played that for about 3 years. So I completely missed 15 altogether.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we're down here, and overnight all of our factories seems to have filled up. So you want to go ahead and take care of the forklift there?
Sure.
And I don't know, you want to grab what you want to grab first, but
I'll go off, grab the sugar factory.
Okay. So while you're taking care of that, I'll just check the status on our sugar factory and see if we need to replenish anything.
Alright.
Looks like we could add some sugar beets to that, so I might as well just go ahead and run back to the farm and pick up a load of sugar beets.
Don't run me over.
Oh, I'll try not to.
You know, good help is hard to find these days.
Oh, we're going to miss, if we don't pay attention, we're going to miss our wonderful Serenity Valley sunrise.
Uh-oh. One thing I do like about the map is definitely got some pretty landscape to look at.
So, since you brought that up, what was the motivation behind Serenity Valley?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is actually the first map I ever created. I did try it when I played FS17 with no luck. I kept doing things wrong and couldn't figure it out, so I gave it up. And I got into this on 17, watched a few videos on YouTube, and went to the website for the, the developer website, read up a few things, and just started laying down a map. This is what I came up with, just out of my head, out of the blue.
Well,
Does not replicate any place in particular. It's like I said, it just come out of my imagination.
Well, I have to say, I think you did a pretty good job first time out.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I really had no idea it would take off like it did. I originally made this map for me to play as a personal map, something other than the standard map that came with the game. I played that map for many hours, but once I started looking at the Giants editor and realized what I could do, like I said, it just took off, and I've been playing Serenity Valley ever since I got it up and running. And then you actually inspired me with your series on my map to actually go forward with Serenity Valley 2, The Rise of Industry, which is actually version 2 is up on Mod Hoster right now. I just uploaded it this evening, and it is seasoned ready. It has a snow map on it, and that's it. I didn't do anything with the textures due to the reason that, as you can see, it looks fine the way it is.
All right, so overall, right now that the sun's up, the hedges, the texture on the hedges doesn't change, and some of the trees don't change out, but a lot of the trees do change out, as you can see right now if you're watching my stream. The trees at the far west of the map and down south there, they've changed. They're in the nice, I don't know if that's a light green color or what color those leaves are, but so how many hours would you say that you've got invested in map building on this?
Well, with testing and building and testing and building, I would have to guess, I would say no less than 250, 300 hours, no less. And that's probably going pretty light, because it's been in the works for probably 6 months, if not longer.
Okay.
And the more I started doing it and the more I learned, the faster I got at doing it, and I actually started creating my own models and everything with, what is it, Maya?
Yeah,
and got into using Photoshop and doing textures and stuff like that. Granted, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. And I am actually starting to work on my second map, which will probably be a long time before it's ready. I actually started that one right before you started making your Let's Play series on this map. And then once that went into effect, I kind of dropped my new map and went back to Serenity Valley and turned it into what it is today.
Well, I know that Rise of Industry has taken pretty big popularity with some fairly big YouTube guys. We know that we both have commented that Nick the Hick,
right?
He's got Serenity Valley 2 on his playlist now.
Yep, I was talking to him earlier this evening, just chatting with him on his latest version 3, episode 3, where he's at right now. And he said he had an issue with the slaughterhouse. He apparently off screen, off camera, he was doing something at the slaughterhouse and it crashed his game. But he wasn't using the mods that came with it, the trailer and the the Reaper trailer, the livestock trailer, which has to be used, because the regular livestock trailer will not unload at the slaughterhouse.
Right. Now
so you have to actually use those mods that comes with that mod.
And you would have probably version 1 of the slaughterhouse on the map, and I know there's a version 2 now.
There is, but the only thing it did was change the values. Okay, it dropped the prices, and I think it slowed down the process of the production because it was like instantaneously. So all I did to mine was I left the prices as they were, but I slowed down the production time.
Yeah, the production time was pretty quick, and in fact, when I introduced
I
it
couldn't even
here,
get out of my truck, and my truck was full already.
yeah, when I introduced it here, I deliberately did the storyline as if it's going to take us quite a while for
Yeah.
for that to happen, simply because in real time it's like 5 minutes, and okay, now they're all processed.
Right. Well, I got a bunch of pallets here. You want to load these up on the truck and sell them?
Yeah, sure. I just pulled in here. I think I'm going to fill up the Seedmaster.
All right.
And once we sell those pallets, you know what? I'm going to pick up the Ford, the flatbed, and I'll pick you up in the forklift.
Okay.
And let's drive that over to the sheep area.
Oh, okay. That's right. You got some wool over there. You need it.
And then I'll run back and pick up the flatbed and sell off the dairy.
Okay.
And then I'll come by and pick up the wool. Because I don't know. I don't think the Ford's got a passenger script in it. So
Gotcha.
You'll probably have to ride along the back on the back of the flatbed. That ought to be fun.
I can do that. Hey, when I was a kid, we used to ride in the back of the truck with the tailgate down and everything.
Yeah, now it's illegal.
No seat belts, no nothing.
Yeah, we used to.
So I think I can ride on the back of a flatbed.
Yeah, as working on the farm as a kid, I'd be on the back of the pickup with the tailgate down, sitting on the tailgate, and my grandfather and my father would be driving the truck, and we'd go from the farm to the field or something.
Right.
And I'd just sit on the back of the tailgate. And nowadays, you do that, you're going to get pulled over, and it's probably like some huge fine. And
oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's go over here and get our flatbed.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
Are you still have you tried this flatbed since you tried it early on and you had those issues with it?
Is that the F350?
Yeah.
The Jordan? Yes, I got it working.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wasn't doing it right.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could call me a noob at gaming. Well, at Farming Simulator. Like I said, I played at MMO for quite a long time. But I've always been fascinated with this game. I've born and raised in the city, never been a farmer, never lived on a farm, and now I live down here in the south, and it's like this everywhere, and I like it. I love it.
Yeah, you said you were originally from where again?
Born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay. And now you're in Mississippi, so you traded one incredibly hot for another incredibly hot.
Incredibly muggy.
Yeah.
There's that flatbed.
Yeah. Hey, you mind if you take that pallet of sugar over to the dairy? I know it.
I'll try. I'm having a hard time with the molasses there.
Oh, does it not want to come off?
I pushed it backwards too far.
Oh well, maybe I'll just.
Superman over here.
Yeah, I'll just help you out there a little bit.
And if you notice on Serenity Valley too, look at the texture on these bags of sugar. And when you look at Serenity Valley 2, the rise of industry, look at the bags of sugar on that map and let me know what you think.
Oh, did you do a little tweak in there, did you?
I tweaked them a little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, you know, at 15X, we already got a full set of pallets here at the dairy again.
Yeah, I see them. They're moving faster than I can keep up with.
That's going to be an issue with seasons and these mods and these.
Yeah.
Well, this dairy in general, because this dairy is like.
Oh, this dairy can really dish out the product fast.
Yeah, it's like an hour for a pallet or something.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. And I put the pallet handlers in, and you know, it's nice because they can handle up to 6 pallets. You can go off and do something, not really have to worry about it. I do like that feature.
There, I took care of those.
All right, we're going up on the Jordan. The Jordan.
Yeah.
All right, lob me down, boss.
All right, let's see here. I haven't used this for a while. Let's see here. We need to. Is lock load.
There it goes.
Pick it up. Oh, yeah. This thing's heavy. We squatted the truck.
That's because I'm sitting in it.
All right, so now we want to. What do we have to do? We have to unlock the load. Then we have to do something else, don't we? I thought there was something else that we had to do. I will lock it down again. Oops.
Don't throw me off.
We're not going too far. Worst we could do is flip the truck.
True.
It couldn't be any worse than I was streaming Blue Ridge Acres the other night, and I was driving first person like we are now.
Right.
And I've got the Loco Drive mod in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the tractor I was in basically got sideswiped by a locomotive.
You don't know how many times that's happened to me.
That scared the heck out of me.
Oh yeah, especially if you're, you know, first-person view like that, sitting in the cab and just get slammed out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden I'm staring. My tractor's halfway in a building.
Yeah. I was going through them one time, and the barrier arm came down between the cab of the truck and the trailer, and I couldn't do nothing. I was stuck. And then wham, got hit.
We've got a question in chat from Bob. He says, Rockhound, did you have any issues integrating multi-angle and additional map types in the same map?
Multi-angle, what do you mean?
I guess he's thinking the Serenity Valley 2 have the multi-terrain angles. That like when you plow the field, you don't get like either east, west, north, south plow marks.
Yeah, all the plow marks work accordingly to which direction you're plowing in. But I did have a bunch of issues bringing in the new crops. The new crops gave me a hell of a time. Excuse my language, but I was persistent and got through it. And come to find out.
All right, I should unlock you.
All right. The additional fruit types or additional map types script, very ticky, very particular about the way you do things, and it's I had some particle systems that I was completely unaware of that were actually messing up. I believe were messing up the ability to put other replaceable mods in this map. Okay, the last time I tested Serenity Valley version 2. Rise of Industry, I had probably 40 or 50 mods in my mods folder and loaded it up, everything, and it loaded fine, no errors whatsoever. So I'm hoping I got that issue fixed. And I did add another crop type to the latest version, latest upload, and I'm still having an issue with it. It's just a texture issue, but the new crop is working. I've mainly put it in there because of the brewery, because you got to have hops to make beer, so I put hops in the map. But I hope that answered your question, Bob. If not, ask me again.
All right, so I've got the. I'm just driving the flatbed back to the. You know what? I don't even know why I did that.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to bring the forklift back. Anyway, we'll just
You
park.
need to buy another forklift, boss, and bring it down here.
I could now that we are in the black. Now
Yeah,
we know,
that's right. You finally paid off your loan, didn't you?
that's right. Every bit of money we make now is ours to keep. So now we're just going to see how many million we can rack up in the next 10 episodes.
Millions and millions.
There for a while, I was earning about $500,000 a day.
Right, but you were giving it all back to the bank.
I was, and that was also 1x speed. So we're going to be playing 5x, so our days are going to be a bit shorter.
Right.
And we, like that dairy factory, it's going to be sitting idle for a fair amount of time because I'm not going to be able to empty the thing every 20 minutes.
Right.
Or probably 10 minutes, however long it takes. So Bob says, okay, that was good, thanks.
I hope, like I said, I hope I answered your question. Like I said, this is my very first map, and I mean, I almost gave up on it a couple times. I actually blew it one time. I destroyed it, and I actually had to go back to Modhoster because I forgot to make a backup and re-download my own map and start over. It's very tedious work, and when you're learning, it takes time. It takes a while. You coming back with a truck or what?
Yeah, I got the dairy now.
Okay. All right, Bob. I got stream up here on YouTube on my other monitor.
Okay, so you can see the chat now too?
Yeah, I can see the chat now. So.
All right. Yeah, he just put another message in there for you.
Yeah. It is. It's tougher, a lot tougher than it looks, buddy, for sure.
Yeah, I think I told you a story where I was, or I might even told the story on the stream or on the videos once, where I got the bug to try to make a map after watching old guy do his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some of the farmyard planned out, some of the farmyard actually down on the map, and then I got to the point where I wanted to figure out some of the other stuff, and then I quickly realized that my artistic talent was far shorter than my ability to come up with ideas.
Yeah,
So I just kind of canned the idea.
Right. Well, I hate to hear that because I mean, there's a lot of good maps out there and a lot of different areas of the world. I do live in the United States, and I try and base my stuff on the United States because that's where I live. But all these ones that are overseas in different countries and stuff, beautiful country in these maps. I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there.
So, are you looking forward to the Platinum Edition with South America?
I am. I'm just wondering how these mods are going to work with it. You know, if the Platinum Edition Plus, I thought I saw somewhere else where version FS17 was coming out. Is that the Platinum version or?
Well, 18 is a mobile platform.
That's right. That's right. There you are.
Here, let me back up.
Back up on me. This forklift is weird. It goes right through the pallets.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I like the Toyota better, but the Toyota was giving me script errors.
Wasn't it?
So I canned the Toyota and I got the Clark. It's not the greatest looking thing, and the forks kind of jump around a bit.
Yeah, and I do like how these forks move all different directions. like a real forklift does.
Yeah, you can spread them wider or narrower, and you
slide
can
them side. Yep, slide them over side to side.
Yeah.
I like authenticity when it comes to the mods. I noticed I was watching some on was it Big Hoss? I was watching him a little bit today, and he's got these tractors with freaking humongous tires on them.
Oh yeah.
They're cool. They're cool. Don't get me wrong, but oh my god, he was pulling some logs or something and went to unload them and turned that tractor right upside down, trailer and everything. It was fun. It was fun.
You know, I just noticed that the vents on the top of the sheep pen are rotating.
Yeah, the dormers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been playing this map for like 120 hours, and I just now noticed that the shiny vents on top of the sheep pen are rotating.
Yeah, those are not my mods. Those are stuff I downloaded from the website, well, from the mod hoster. You know, as map objects that have to be placed with the Giants editor, and they use the animated objects script.
Yep.
You know, and these particular sheds did not actually come with the fabric script. You had to have, or not fabric script, but the animated object script. They came with you had to download another mod to open the doors and stuff as you drove up or walked up, whatever. And I changed all that. I went in there and wrote my new animated objects XML file for it. You know, I just studied the ones that were already in place for other mods, and just kind of made up my own. But when it comes to the Lua scripts, no, that's something totally different, and I could probably learn it if I, really sat down and studied it. And I'll tell you, the developer website is really helpful on that. They've given me tons of answers for a lot of my stuff, but I've also gotten tons of answers from the at 3 Dudes Gaming. That's an awesome site. And the other one I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. Oh, don't knock it off.
I'll lock him down as soon as you put that one down.
If I can. Gotta get used to this stop and go braking. Oh, there it goes. Oh, good catch. Good catch. Good catch. Let me go push it back over. Oh, there you go. Auto load.
We'll cheat a little bit.
Does that one have the... Oh, I need to bring the forklift back, don't I? We got one more pallet over here.
Oh, was
let
it?
This one fill up?
Yeah, we'll let that one spawn.
Yeah, let it fill up. That ain't worth my time. You want me to ride with you or take the forklift back?
Yeah, you can ride with me. We'll and then I'll bring you back and we'll get the forklift and take it over there.
All right.
Then we'll go over to the BGA and do a little work.
All right, what's going on here? Can't move. There we go. All right, I'm in. Drive.
So, I remember you were talking about these sheds. I remember doing a map video on. Oops. I remember doing a map video on one of the earlier editions before 4.1, and I remember the doors didn't slide, and you just kind of drove through the doors.
Right, that's where you had to have the I forgot what mod it was, but you had to have an extra mod in your mod folder to actually open them when you got up close to them. But additional door trigger or something like that. It's not the one that I have in it now, where you can open them just by driving up to it. But I can't remember. It's been so long since I did that one. But it took me a while to get them working.
Yeah, is that like the animated door trigger or something else?
Yes. Yeah, that was it. Animated door trigger.
Oh, okay.
And at the time I figured, well, everybody had this, it'll work fine, but no, it didn't quite work that way.
So Fabric City, where is that at?
Fabric City, that is going to be up here on your right, next strip mall.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah.
It's handy having the map author to give me directions when I don't know where to go.
Yep.
It's
so here, go around the back.
Fabric City is the ball of wool.
Yes. The old spinnery. It's been bought out by a new company, and they changed the name to the corporate name of Fabric City, and business has been booming with them.
So speaking of Fabric City and that, Is there any unique aspects to any of the other businesses' names?
Well, from this point of view, I'm really trying to remember back to 4.1 because I've added so much to it since then. I
Let's
know.
see here. We've got
Let's open up that map a minute. Let me take a look at it.
so we've got Big T Agribusiness.
All right, that was actually named after myself.
Oh, okay.
My name's Tony.
We have
go ahead. Homestead Farms.
Homestead Farms.
That is an actual place here in Mississippi where my wife used to work. It's an actual nursery slash landscaping service. It's a huge place out in the country here in Mississippi.
We have Battle Farms.
That is the name of a huge down here in the Mississippi Delta where I'm at. Is a huge farming corporation down there that farmed a lot. Thousands of acres of land down here. Battle Farms is what it's called. There is a Battle Arena, which is pretty much they do horse shows and all kinds of stuff down there. It's really big place. They also have a fishery called Pride of the Pond. They raise farm raised catfish, and some of the best catfish down here in the South you'll ever sink your teeth into. Let me tell you.
Then we have Anna Marie's Bakery, or Anna Mae's Bakery.
It's Anna Mae. That was my mother. She was a caterer in her prime. Had her own, never had her own restaurant or nothing. She loved to cook. She was heavy into the church, and she did a lot of things for the church. A lot of catering, and made a good living at it. Made a real good living at it. And I wish she was still around because I miss her cooking. I mean, I do know a lot of her recipes, and you know I keep them going but the best I can. But that was from my mother.
Okay. What do you think draws people to this map in particular? Because I know when I looked at it, I was almost immediately drawn into it, and you know I followed it for several iterations before I finally landed on deciding to do a video series on 4.1. And
right.
You know, when I look at the stats of my videos, that map video of 4.1 has got the highest views of any video by far that I've done. You look at the number of downloads on Mod Hoster,
yeah,
and it's got huge downloads. So you know, there must be something that's drawing people into the map.
I don't know. There's a lot of it's, I don't know, maybe because it's American-based, United States. I don't know. It could be a lot of people don't like the fact that it has square, you know, so to speak, square fields, flat land. It's not completely flat. There are some areas of the map that are elevated and flowing, a couple of flowing rolling hills. To be honest with you, I really don't know. As I was making the map, vision just popped in my head as I said, where am I going to make the farm? I pretty much kept the main farm almost centered in the map, but I didn't want it perfectly centered. So, you know, that ended up there. And actually, the way that I set up that farm, I set it up on another completely different map altogether, and wound up exporting it and importing it into this map because the first attempt I made, I couldn't plant no fields. My plower wouldn't work, my sowers wouldn't work, my harvesters wouldn't work. So I gave it up for a little while, and about a month later I went back to it, exported it, and imported it into this map, and you know, found out what I did wrong. Had to define fields and stuff like that, which I didn't do in the first go around. I really don't know. I thought it was a great map when I was so-called finished with it, when I was thinking I was done with it, and my wife liked it, and we played it for a little bit, and I was looking at Mod Hoster and looking at these other websites at mods, and I just thought to myself, I'm gonna go ahead and try and upload it just for the heck of it and see what happens, you know, because I'd like to play a multiplayer game. Maybe I can find somebody that has my map and can do a multiplayer with me.
Well,
and that never happened. This is the first time I'm multiplaying with this map,
well,
dude.
here
Okay.
we are. Here we are.
This is the very first go around for me to multiplay.
You
I've
wanna jump
hosted
out and I'll go get
several of
the.
them.
Let's see. You wanna jump out? I'll go get the
Yeah,
flatbed.
yeah.
All right.
But I've hosted several attempts to do multiplayer with this map, and never got anybody to join me. So and here I am, playing with the man that brought Serenity Valley 2 around.
Oh, you give me too much credit. I'm
Well, I'll
stuck.
tell you, you were a big inspiration, dude, because you taught me a lot, dude. You really taught me a lot, because I was pretty much a noob at it, and there's still a lot of things I don't know. Like, there's a lot of equipment out there that I don't know how to operate. It's like, well, how the hell do you fill this up? How do you make this operate? You know, and sometimes I just get frustrated, and I'll say, well, sell it. I can't get it to work, sell it back. And I've also started leasing a lot more now. I used to buy everything, and now I'm leasing. I like having 5 million credits, dude.
Yeah,
$5 million
yeah.
in the bank.
So speaking of that starting fleet,
Yeah,
that's a heck of a starting fleet, I'll tell you.
well, like I said, when I designed the map, when I laid it out, and I figured, well, I got 38 fields here. Originally, I had 38 fields to play with. And the one huge field, I think it's field 34. I'm not sure. No, 32 or 33. I can't remember. The real big one. And I was thinking to myself, I own half of the fields. I don't know why I chose to give myself so many fields when I was making this map. I just did. I figured I was going to need a lot of equipment to take care of the fields right off the bat, because they all had crops in them. And as you remember, all the crops were ready to harvest when you jump into the game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that was one of the biggest challenges early on in the series.
Yeah.
Was can I get
Getting all the crops in?
Can I get all these crops in without them withering?
Right.
And I don't think I disabled withering. I think I just stuck to it, and I think I just gung ho and see if I could do it. And darn it, we got it done.
Yeah, you did. You sure did. And I like the Series 7 Duke Smart with the big fat tires on it. A little underpowered for some of the big trailers and the big harvest or big plows that I wanted to use. So I wanted to use. I had the forks over here at the animal place for them. So I put a couple Series 7s with the fat tires over here. And next thing you know, I got what, $5 million worth of starting equipment. and that's something I never changed. I left it like that throughout all my updates. And if anybody wants to start a new game and sell off the fleet, be my guest. I mean, I've done it.
Yeah, we were chatting before the stream started, and you said on your most current playthrough of the game, that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Is
exactly
sell it all off and use that to.
The only thing I kept was a Scorpion King, because that thing can chew up some trees, buddy. Let me tell you, it can chew up some trees. Right. But no, after I sold everything, all my trucks, and I didn't sell any of my grain headers. Okay, like the corn headers or the grain headers, I kept those. Just simply because they were already stacked up on the shelf system, and I sold all the combines, and I profited well. I came out with almost just under $6 million. So I started leasing up some equipment, and I was down to $5.4 million. And I had damn near a whole fleet to start cultivating, because I got seasons going now, so I'm using seasons like you are here. And when I start that game, there's nothing there. You got instantly got a lot of work to do to get your field ready for planting season.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that seasons.
Sorry about the poo in the field over there. Oh my God, that was just awful.
Oh, this thing just took off for some reason. I think this Ford's got a stuck accelerator.
I thought you had that fixed, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just started taking off, and I'm like seeing this brick wall coming up on me. So, yeah, I found the pile of poo when we bought the we bought the pigs.
Right.
And I was like, oh look, we got.
That was just a major oversight on my part. Hey, Brian Hartman, I just saw he logged in. How you doing, sir?
We got 12 people watching.
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Let me say hi to everybody because I can't see all who's watching, but I just seen Brian Hartman's name come up here.
Yeah, I don't know individual names.
All
We don't know individual names. We just know there's 12.
I got you. That'll work.
So, so I understand that there's some new sell points on Rise of Industry that have some meaning.
Yeah.
I think the bar and grill is one of them.
Yes, sir. I removed the diner and changed the name to the Windy City Grill, and actually made up created a new model for it. To represent, it's not an exact replication of my cousin's restaurant, probably about 30 miles south of me here in Mississippi. She's originally from Chicago, and she moved down here to Mississippi about 11 years ago, and immediately, you know, she wanted to retire. She's in her early 40s. She had an early retirement, so she wanted to open up a restaurant, and got some help from my mother getting her recipes together before my mother passed away, and but it's been going strong. It's really, really nice. She's actually got two. She's got one down in Como, Mississippi, where her husband owns a steakhouse down there as well, and then she got another one in Hernando. So she's actually opened up two businesses. And the store, the building I modeled does not exactly replicate hers, but the sign does. The sign I took directly off of her building and modeled it off of that. And that's where Windy City Grill comes from.
Well, I've got to give you some pretty good artistic talent there for making maps and for making models itself. It's far more talent than I've got. I can tell you that much. I can sit down in front of a piece of paper and somebody could say, draw me a scene of you know, a mountain scene, and right. I'd say, well, where should I start? What should I? How do I start? You know, it's just I have no concept of taking something that's blank and putting what I possibly see in my head down. It was like when I was messing with the map. You know, right. I wanted to kind of emulate the area that I live in now, right, which is really agricultural, but we also have a pretty major interstate that runs through the area, and I kind of wanted to make it kind of like Northwest Texas is. And I had this idea before Northwest Texas was out to basically require you to get on this interstate, you know, like with semis or with trucks or something to deliver your goods. Right. You know, you'd have to go up like an exit and get off to deliver to a grain like co-op, a big co-op area. But I could never really figure out, you know, I could draw maybe what I wanted the roads to look like on a piece of paper. Right. But then the idea of actually laying and piecing the roads together. Right. That was one of the hardest, and that's actually one of the first things I did with this map was lay down my road system. And kind of went from there. After I put my farm in, I put the main farm in first, and then I laid down my road system after that. And that is another reason why this map is so flat. The roads. If there was an easier way to do the highways and byways, I need to know, because that's one of the hardest things about making a map is getting your terrain to match up with the roads, or the roads to match up with the terrain. Let me rephrase that. That's why I went with mainly flat land, because of, you know, it's just a lot easier to put in roads. And I didn't want all dirt roads. I wanted some pavement, some asphalt, and that's how that came about. You wanna jump on in? We'll sell these and go down to the BGA. Man, you got a full trailer already, don't you? You've been out doing it the easy way, huh? Well, that's
giving me the forklift.
You volunteered to
I know,
forklift.
that's how it is at the low, when you're the low man on a totem. Yeah.
Let's weave through these trees.
Yeah, and I was doing something earlier before I uploaded the latest version. I put in some more trees over at the forest areas. Alright, so I put in, I don't know, ain't no telling how many more trees. But what I wound up doing was copying and pasting a section of trees. And saved the map, zipped it up, put it back in my mods folder, loaded it back into my save game, and I had all the trees over there by the BGA, all the trees by the animal sell point, and oh god, half the trees out on the west side of the map were just gone. And they were just gone, and I did not delete anything. All I did was copy and paste them. So I wound up unzipping my backup and overwriting everything, and did it again. Just did it a little bit different, and it worked out better that way. It's just weird how it works, man.
Do you ever get to a point where you're like, man, I don't want to make any more changes to this because I don't want to mess it up?
Well, that's why I'm smart enough now to make backups. I have several backups now, dude. Because like I said, I blew it up one time, dude. I really did. It's, oh my god, I was almost crying. But that was early on. That was early on, and I learned to make backups. And every tutorial I've watched, they've always said, make a backup, make a backup.
We're getting a wonderful, wonderful sunset here.
Oh, there it is.
I'll tell you, the sunsets are nice on this map, but add seasons to it, and I think they seriously changed the.
Just the way
the colors
of the trees,
and everything. And
I love how the shadows take over the area when you're, like right here, the shadows cast over the roads. I love it.
Oh yeah, the shadows in Farm Sim, I think, are some of the best. When you're if you're, I think I commented somewhere at some point in time that I really like the early morning and the early evening,
right.
When you've got the long shadows going across things.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with the now we got our street lights coming on.
Well, that's because if the street lights are coming on, it's fixing to get foggy out, dude.
Yeah, we got
yeah, and it's only what time is it? Oh, it's okay, that's right here. Yeah. We got some lag going on there.
But like if you've got a windmill and the windmill's spinning and you can see the shadow of the spinning windmill, it's just not putting a static shadow down of a windmill. It's actually rotating the shadow. So that's really a nice factor, I think.
Well, I added a couple of cool little things to the latest upload, but I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to see for yourself. But they're definitely noticeable.
I better move this.
What?
You want to drive the truck?
I can. The semi? Big semi?
Well, I was thinking about the fuel first.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we need to make that money. I don't even know how much we got.
We're only at 368,000.
Oh, well, we better get to work.
I'll start palletizing up some. Oh, we're gonna make some money now.
You got me over here yakking. I'm not worried about working. You got me talking.
This fertilizer, it'll make us some money. Let's make sure this thing's running. Yep, this thing's running. We're gonna pull up my new favorite toy here. The
oh, that thing is so cool, dude.
The auto loader.
Yes, I love that thing. Speaking of fuel, you need to put fuel in this truck.
Get our aiming laser in here.
That is so sweet.
If you want to fuel a truck up, you put fuel in the tank behind it. You're free to do it.
It's down to about a quarter of a tank. It'll make.
So now, Jenny's Jungle. That is.
Yeah.
I know that's got some pretty special meaning.
Yeah, I did that for my wife. Like I said earlier on, she worked as a landscaper for pretty much her whole life. She laid out and designed landscapes, did the installs, worked in greenhouses. She's got a tremendously green thumb. You should see our porch and our front yard. She's real elaborate. She's real good. She loved it, but she's retired now. She can't do it. She's, you know, getting up there in age a little bit. Not real old, but she's just can't do like she used to. So I changed all that area around. I called that at the time. I was calling that door 3, but now it's getting younger. So, and I'm implementing, changing some of those greenhouses, and maybe adding another one in the future to do either carnations or roses to be sold at like, I don't know, a flower shop or something like that. But being that said, the size of the map right now, it's at 1.5 gigs. I cannot for the life of me find a way to downsize that with its current standing. So I'm gonna have to probably pretty much call it quits right here. There's a lot of other things I'd like to do with it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next map, which will be a bigger map, and you'll be able to use the big bud pack on it. I've already started on it, but like I said, I just ain't trying to get this one finished.
Yeah, so on this Pottinger autoloader, I tried it out one time where I thought, well, hey, I can shoot it in the in this pallet maker, and then I don't have to keep using the scoop with the telehandler.
Oh,
and it works wonders. I just you just roll up, you just roll up in there, aim it in there, and it just shoots in there, and yeah, it
awesome,
just keeps
dude.
it full.
Oh my god, that is so cool. Definitely, I'm gonna have to look into that for sure. Well, you counting that money I'm bringing you?
Oh, I'm looking at it. We're up to almost up to 400,000.
Nice, nice. What else you want me to sell, boss?
Oh, we should have we'll have a truckload of fertilizer here soon. And then, once we get that done, we're going to flash through the night and hope that tomorrow we can seed.
Whoa. I just found an error with my map.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. I can't believe you didn't notice this little pond.
What's that?
This tree sticking about 3 feet out of the air.
Oh, yeah, over there. I've seen it.
Over here by the gas station?
I've seen it. I just kept my mouth shut.
Oh, man. Oh, dude.
See,
I quit editing this version of the map.
I've commented before that I think I'm cursed to find every blessed map has a floating tree in it that I look at.
Come up to the one, you know, you're right about that. But when I did my forestry, I only found 2. I was really surprised at that, because when you're copying or pasting the trees that close to each other, they want to land on top of each other because of oh, I don't know what you call it now. It's a clipping issue or whatever you want to call it. They have it's kind of like a trigger. If you try and drop something on a trigger, it's going to land on top of it. It's not going to drop through it to the ground. So that's what actually causes that during map making. Unless you just copy and duplicate something and then just drag it over to the side, other than, you know, duplicating it in Control B to randomly drop it over and over and over and over.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I saw that pretty long time ago, and I just kept my mouth shut about that little detail. So.
Well, you know, I figured people are going to find errors with my work. Okay, I find errors with my work, and if somebody catches something that I don't see, I wish that they would let me know one way or another. You know, let me know on my monster. I check that all the time. but there's always something I'm gonna miss. Always. And that's why there's so many versions of Serenity Valley. I don't know, I think there's like 9 different versions of that. And that's another reason that steered me to go with Serenity Valley too. Rise Energy. Because I got tired of, I don't want to keep seeing them change the maps. Rethink this, rename it a little bit. I've had people ask me, is this your map? Is this your map? Yeah, that's fine. They want to make sure it's my map before they, jump into it. They think that somebody's, trying to dupe it and claim it as theirs.
Oh, because it keeps getting tweaked?
Yeah.
We got Joshua Lewis. This map is on PC only.
Hi, Josh.
If that's what you're asking, he says, "Do you have a PS4?" I don't have a PS4.
No, it's this particular map is currently only available for PC. I'm not 100% sure about how I probably wouldn't be able to make it available for console due to the file size. It's right now currently at 1.5 gigabytes, and I know to get this up on the official mod hosting website, you got a maximum of 768 megabytes. So there's absolutely no way I can downsize this file enough without, literally wiping everything off in half. And, I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
Yeah. So does your new map have a name yet?
Yeah.
You want to give it out, or you want to keep that a secret?
I've already named it, and I've already got the farmhouse in place, and it's completely been built by me. I got the light skin and everything in place. I've got the barn in place, and I've got the side building in place. In one field. Very large. But as for the name, I actually said it a while ago, and I wasn't going to say it, but I did say it a while ago. It's based on my area. It's going to be called the Mississippi Delta. And I don't want nobody to get that out because I don't want them to come out and make map calls.
Okay.
But if it happens, it happens. It's trying to do a 4X, okay? So it's going to be, I got seeing people doing 16Xs, and it's like, oh my god, the sky, and with the 4X, I can't even get the sky to look right. You get to the end of the map, and you see a box line, you get the sky, you can see the top corner of the sky, it just don't look right. I can't figure out how to get rid of that without bringing the actual borders in several yards to where you can't actually get out that far to notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's another 33,000.
Yep. I want to utilize as much of the land as I can, because the area down here, there's a major highway that runs north and south from Tennessee all the way down to the area I'm thinking about mapping, because I've already got the map from Google Earth. I've already got the map territory, terrain mapped out and turned into the game. I'm trying to figure out the actual distance from the Tennessee line to where I want to make my map, and how many hectares of fields I'm going to wind up putting in it. But right now, like I said, I got the farmhouse. The main farm, I've started working on it. It's right off the bluff, which is, the bluff is where I live is, we're up high. We're a higher elevation than the delta itself. The delta covers, you got the Mississippi River, and which pretty much divides Mississippi from Arkansas. And I've got a portion of that laid out in the map already, and some water. But I'm just trying to figure out how to lay out the space between and bluff where my farm is. And there's a couple of roads in real life down here that run east and west, and then there's some that run northwest and southwest. You know, you got the angled roads. So there's going to be a lot to think about when I actually start going out to fields. And that's probably not going to come out for at least possibly a year.
Yeah, I would suspect the 4X map would take quite a while.
Yeah.
You want to just leave that? We can just leave that filling up, and then
Okay.
I think we've got. Yeah, I'm sorry. We run these. If you back up a little bit, we can probably grab these 4 that are here, and like I said, the sell point's up there by field 10.
Yeah, it's over there by the what do you call it?
By the transfer station, right? Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright.
And then, holy cow, what happened here? We had an explosion of fertilizer.
Yeah, you did.
But then I'm going to fast. Oh, we're already fast forwarding through the night. We hit 9 o'clock, and now we're at 500x. It's going to be sunrise here in a few minutes.
See, you got me turned around.
That's why we all of a sudden ran.
Yeah.
That's why we had
talking and lost track of time.
It's day 2 of spring.
Hey.
We have a ground temp at 37 degrees. That's not very favorable.
No, not at all.
Day 3, we got a ground temp of 40 degrees. We still have the very, very terrifying temperature on the second day of spring, or the second day of summer. So we can see that on the third day of spring, we've got favorable ground conditions of 40 degrees. On the fourth day of spring, we're at 46, so we can definitely plant there. But the scary part is the second day of summer when it gets down to 46 or 45 ground temp.
In summer?
Yeah, we've got some 65 and 45 ground temp in the summer. It's pretty wonky.
That is crazy because.
But then again,
in my neck of the woods, it don't get that cool in the summertime.
Oh, you would love it to be that cold.
Yes.
But of course, with seasons is kind of the default weather is subject to, I think, somewhere in maybe northeast England. I think maybe. So I'd love to live there if this is the kind of real temperatures that they see, because day 3 of summer is only 79 degrees.
Wow.
So I'm a little worried about our crop planting, because we need a ground temp of 50 degrees for corn, and if we don't get that by the time planting season is over, we won't be able to have any corn on the map. So
Pigs gotta have corn.
pigs do need to have corn, but thankfully I've got quite a stockpile.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to go look at with your inventory. I remember seeing on the last stream you had, or the last episode, your numbers were up there. You've been a busy beaver.
I have been. This map has about 120 hours on it.
Wow.
We're episode 40, so what is that? That's maybe, is that about 3 hours? That's averaging maybe 3 hours an episode.
Yeah.
Ish.
In 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes worth. So a lot of it's done off camera. Some of it's done on camera, and I speed it up.
Right. Alright, let's see.
We're selling it.
Bring you some money, boss.
I did knock it down to 5x speed, and this is where we're going to pretty much keep it for the rest of the gameplay, hopefully.
Okay. And it's coming up on 6 o'clock in the morning.
$179,000 for that little load of fertilizer.
Nice. You got some more ready for me?
No, I stopped it.
Alright.
Well, it's still making it, but I stopped loading the thing up.
Let's come on back there and see if we can't do some planting. Well,
Yeah.
you said the ground temperature is too cold to plant right now, ain't it?
Well, we're gonna try and we're gonna put weed in some. We're gonna experiment. We're gonna put a load of weed in.
Okay.
See what happens.
I would experiment with a smaller field if you want to. I mean, I don't want to blow out a whole field of wheat, a large field, and have it not take, you know.
Right. So let's see here. Sunflowers. No, sunflowers is not a good one. I was gonna put sunflowers in field 1. I was gonna put barley in field 2. We can do field 2 with barley.
Okay.
I'm just loading up our factory here with digestate.
Alright.
Cause it
Yeah, I need to crank up that fertilizer when we need it here. We're gonna be planting here.
oh, we got a stock of that too. We're well stocked. We're well stocked here after one full.
That's like me though. I get to playing the game, you know, and I see something that needs to be fixed or modified, and I'll have a save game with, I don't know, 20, 25 hours. You know, I have to start over. You know, I haven't really had a good save game on it. I haven't really been able to play the map. I mean, I've played it, but not long enough to really amount to anything.
We're seeing a classic bug that I understand that exists with trailers that have the dynamic hoses.
Yes, oh man.
You seeing my hose?
Yeah.
I was seeing your hose.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Oh, you such
shoot.
like me.
Oh man, sorry about that. I don't see it on my game, but I see it on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. The way I understand it, the way Johnny V explained it to me when we were in PCSG multiplayer, is it's basically the person that uses the tank, which was you.
Right.
The hose shows up and goes away like normal, but for anyone else,
when I got out of it, it was still full.
yeah. But for anyone else, they basically will see it as you drive around the map. They'll see the tank trailing it.
I see it, dude.
Yeah. So we're just not going to go back to the BGA this episode.
Wow.
So I hope everybody in chat's enjoying this. If you've got any questions for Rockhound, he's more than willing to answer.
Yep, you betcha. I'm here. Holler at me. Let me know what's up.
Not too
often. My map.
Not too often you get a chance to chat it up with the guy that makes a map that you might be playing. He told me he was thrilled to be offered the opportunity to do this, and I told him I was thrilled to that he accepted my offer. So we were mutually thrilled at being able to do this.
Yes, indeed. And like I told Klein earlier, I never expected any of this to come from me making the map for a game. I'm truly honored. I really am. Where'd you go, Klein?
I went and sold a load of fuel while I was waiting.
Okay. So
I'm on my way back.
We need to find a sewing machine, right?
Sewing machine. Oh, a planter?
We're gonna plant. Yeah, we're gonna plant some barley.
Yeah, it's up at the farm.
Where's the pickup truck? You leave a pickup truck over here for me to ride in?
It's at the BGA.
Maybe walk.
No, we'll take this truck. We can either take the red one or the yellow truck.
Oh, okay, there's the yellow one.
I think the pickup's over at the dairy area. So, the industries that you put in Serenity Valley too, I really like how they were all laid out. You know, they really seem to flow very well.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier when we were earlier on this week, when I made up Serenity Valley, the original one, I left a lot of open areas, okay? Just for the simple fact that, you know, we could put in some placeables, some possible factories, you know, storage buildings, whatever. But see, at that particular time when I started making the map, I was not really aware of placing the factories. And when I put up Serenity Valley, I was told, somebody made a comment that nice map and everything, but there's no industry. And I thought to myself, what the hell are we talking about? No industry. It took me a while to catch on because, like I said, I'm a newbie. And once I figured out and watched you do what you did with my map, it clicked, and you know it took off. So when I went to start laying out the industry, I already had all the empty places to put it. It was already there. Where are we going?
Oh, we gotta go back to the farm.
Okay. You got your seeder over there?
Yeah. I know you just picked up the big bud pack.
Yes, I did.
Have you had an opportunity to use that Great Plains planter?
Is that, well, I know the two planters that are there, they're both components, the two big ones.
Yeah, well, we've got the
really big one is far too big for this map.
Oh yeah, you're not getting that through any of these gates.
No, the other one I love it.
So it's over here on the right.
Oh, yeah, you said the Great Plains.
That's the green one right there.
Yes, I have used that one.
Okay.
It does not plant any crop though. It's more of a root crop planter. It will do wheat and barley though, right?
This one will plant all the standard crops.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the reason why I got rid of the other two. Is that this one will?
It won't plant my hops.
No, I don't think it will plant any of the extra crops.
Right.
Like
standard crops only.
On the maps that I've seen, it had extra crops.
Right.
It doesn't plant those.
Right. I'm with you now. You said everything's plowed and cultivated.
Everything's plowed, cultivated, 2 stages of fertilizer. So we left our lights on.
The thing is, yeah, I sure did.
You're gonna run my battery down on my truck.
Well, send me a bill, dude. Take it out of my pay.
Do you want to plant, or do you want to?
Go ahead and plant.
All right. You want?
You got the class over here.
You want to take the giant class? We got the Massey there. We got the big New Holland on the other side of the field.
I am absolutely in love with this tractor.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Cool. The big bud tractors are cool, but this one is bad to the bone. Just the way the cab turns around to reverse steer.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, when you flip it backwards to drive backwards and everything.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the
we want to put
sprayer, and I'm gonna spray right behind you.
You want to put down barley, you said, right?
Barley in field 2.
All right, where's your seed at? I gotta load up with some seed here.
It's directly beside you.
Yeah. Let me see.
It's by the shed that had the harvesters stored in it at the start.
Yeah. Back this thing in there.
So on Serenity Valley 2, you've got the headers on that rack.
Right.
I tell you, every time I try to move the headers on the rack, they always fall off.
Well,
I don't know
I almost dumped it. I almost dumped that because it did me that way too.
Is there a trick to it?
Yeah, there is. If you take the header off, okay, if you stand back and bring the header down, and it will once the shelf comes off of the shelf it's sitting on up high and it starts coming down, you can back off, back away, it'll go automatically from that point. But once you pick up your header with your combine, back away from it, okay, and then go back up to it and roll up the shelf and then bring your next one down. If you step on the shelf, you'll get stuck in it, okay? I don't know why. And when you drop your header back on it, make sure that the shelf is completely down all the way on the floor, because the green light will go out. Wait for that green light to go out before you load anything on it. Whether you can even put pallets on it. It's mainly a storage rack for pallets and whatnot. So I used it for the headers because I used it as a placeable in another time I was playing, and I put my headers on. So I used it for that.
You know
Why
what?
is this not loading? Is this auto load or?
You might not be able to get under the trigger. Let me bring the semi over here.
Okay.
Did you open the
Yeah.
lid?
Yeah, the lid's open. I've only got 1100 liters of seed in here, so.
Yeah, let me get the semi, and I'll bring in our seed and fertilizer tender.
Okay.
And that'll definitely load it.
When you place your header on that shelf, you don't want to place it too far back. You don't want to place it too far forward. You got to place it. Just let the front of the harvester hit the front plane of that shelf, and then drop your header on it. And then once you start moving your header, moving the shelf back up, you'll notice the header will move around a little bit. It actually floats, and once that shelf starts going back in at the top, it will catch the header and push the header on up with it. It's kind of tricky. It took me a little bit of practice, and I actually had to reset one of my headers one time because it got flipped upside down and buried halfway in the ground.
All right, I got the tender. I was backing up. I went to connect and hit tab. Next thing I know, I was sitting in a train.
You don't have train loco drive running, do you?
No, I didn't turn it on because of this version's got the two tractors or the two trains.
Yeah.
And you had put a comment at one point where.
Oh yeah.
You know, to get it to work, you kind of have to tab in and turn one of them off, and
yeah, you gotta shut down the back.
Yeah, so I was like, that's
it's
more
a hassle.
That's more effort than it's worth. So I'm just gonna we're just gonna let them sit there.
Yeah, that was a dumb idea.
All right, let's see here. Can you do it? See if you can fill.
Nope. There it goes.
All right.
But yeah, I put the dual locomotives on there because I had personally I had a hard time seeing the dump site, lining up the trailer with the trigger. Okay, from the front car. If I'm trying to fill up the car in the back, you know, you got to zoom way out to see that and get it lined up just right. So I put the other locomotive in there thinking that, you know, well, I can drive it in reverse, drive it the other way, you know, but it didn't work that way. I mean, I can still move the train with that locomotive, just have to shut down one locomotive in order to use the other one. Okay, we have some barley. I got 294 liters of gas. What field we planting?
Field 2. You want to fill up with gas? You can fill up if you want.
Yeah, I might as well just spend some of your money.
We got 654,000.
Yeah, it'll probably take about. I remember where we got the gas station at.
It's by the big building that has the semis in it when you start.
Yeah, there's one over here by the shop too, but it's too hard to get in and out of.
Yeah, it's like in the shop, isn't it?
No, it's right next to the shop or farm shop. You can pull it next to that. And
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
that little red tank.
I just think about the
tanks. Yeah, these blue tanks do have water in them. It's not fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
And I think I took them out, took most of them out. And do that because I put water storage and stuff like that.
Yeah, so often they say, you know, they got water on the label, but so oftentimes the fertilizer fills.
Yep. And then 2 big tanks behind the other tractor building is liquid fertilizer. And I think there's one up there at yard 4 too.
So that's right there. I'm looking at it right now. There is a trigger there, indeed.
Yes, those 2 tanks right there are liquid fertilizer, but you have to pay for it. I mean, it's something that's going to cost you money to fill up.
Well, yeah.
And then I think there's another set of those down at field 4 or yard 4, which is the southwest corner of the map.
Or foggy.
It's rolling in, bud.
Cloudy, no rain in the forecast.
Field 2. See, I done moved fields around too, and I'm trying to remember where field 2 is. Okay, that's the big field that had the sugar beets in it, right?
The start, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that dang power tower in the way.
That's right, you're gonna have to work that.
Thanks, dude.
And you got collisions on it too, so you have to drive around it. And,
yep.
You know, like on old streams, there's a field with power tower in it, but it's doesn't have any collisions. You can just drive straight through it.
Nice.
But
it's not real.
Right on this map, you try to do that, and you just, bam, you're right on in it.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it real. Because in real life, you can't drive through them, you know?
No, and they really are through fields.
Yeah, they're really out there.
We got plenty of fields in our area that have telephone poles running right through it, you know, that are running local power or whatever.
Right. Oh, man, it's right, that door ain't there, is it? The gate's not there. Oh, you gotta make me squeeze through this little gate, aren't you?
That's right.
Wow. I don't know if this big tractor's gonna go through that little gate.
It'll fit.
I don't know if you noticed, I took that out.
My memory of how version 2 looks is pretty faggy, because
I know you're stuck on version 4.1.
I'm spending all my time on 4.1, and
yeah, which is fine by me.
I know this map pretty much the back of my heart, because we've got 120 hours on it.
Yeah.
By the time I finish this map, it will be the map that I've played the most.
And have the most views on them too, right? Now that's...
Yeah, the map video's got over 3,000, close to 4,000 views.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I've only been doing this for about 3.5 months, so...
Right. And I'm really impressed at all these other... We got Big Hoss doing one now on the new Trucker... What's his name? Trucker Dan?
Trucker Brad?
Trucker Brad, yeah, he's doing the series, and now Nick the Hick is doing a series on this. But my Big Hoss, he pretty much does all sorts of maps. He's not doing any kind of anything in particular. Not that I can check, not that I can see.
Yeah, he jumps around. He does all kinds of maps.
Yeah.
We got Sean in chat. Sean has been a loyal watcher
Hey,
of this series. I think.
Hey, Sean.
I think I recall. I'm horrible with names, and I can tell you at least somebody that's got an S in their name has been a loyal watcher of this series and has commented regularly. So it might be Sean, and it might be somebody else. But
I think I remember seeing Sean in some of the comments.
I know I still get regular comments of people finding the series and people finding the map, and they're all excited and eager to give it a try.
Yeah. Alright, boss, we plan.
Alright. I'm just over here at the shop. I'm just over here at the farm moving some seed around.
Alright, well, just to let you know, I'm starting at the northwest, heading east.
It is Sean. He says it's a pleasure to play the map. Well, you can read the chat too.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, man. I'm hoping you like version 2 of Serenity Valley 2, the Rise of Ministry. I just uploaded that at ModHoster. Last I checked, it was still in, still being processed, so it might not actually be available for download tonight, but maybe tomorrow. I've added a couple things. I fixed some issues with the additional map types script, which I truly believe was a lot of the problem with adding additional places, factories and stuff like that. I actually stumbled across that error with another map I'm working on, and wound up fixing that, and then jumped over to this Serenity Valley and tried it, and it fixed it. It fixed the problem I was having earlier with the map loading up with seasons. Prior to me fixing that, it would not load seasons. Once I fixed that, I loaded it solo with seasons, got no errors in the log, and then I went back and loaded it with all my other mods, which is close to 50, maybe 60 mods, and the map loaded up fine with seasons with no errors. So I'm hoping I got that particular issue fixed. And like I told the client, if anybody ever finds a problem, issue, please let me know somehow or another. Just comment somewhere, and I'll get it figured out.
So, is the grass still start short,
Yes, well,
or is that fixed with the other problem?
If you play, yeah, let me tell you how that's going to work. Now, if you do decide to play with seasons in the new version, seasons will take over. All right, you will have no choice in the matter but to start at level 1. The entire map is, once I changed over once I added the extra fruit types, it added, changed some numbers around, changed the growth states of everything in the map, of every crop in the map, including the grass. So what you're gonna have to do, I did go back and repaint field 31 and field 34. I think, yeah, 31 and 34, 2 grass fields. I repainted those at full growth state, so you will be able to cut grass if you do not start with seasons. If you start with seasons, then you're gonna have to be back down to 0.
Mr. Awesome says hi. Hi, Mr. Awesome.
Hey, Mr. Awesome, how you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight.
I think there will be lots of people happy that they can mow grass on day 1.
Yes, like I said, if you don't load mods or the seasons mod in with it.
Right, because of course seasons takes over everything.
Season takes over, and it's a whole new game plan, dude. It's a whole new game plan. I've been playing it with seasons now. Before I did the upload, I've been testing it with seasons for close to a week.
I'm doing pretty good there, Mr. Awesome. He's asking how we're doing.
Doing great. Got the privilege of actually jumping in with Mr. Klein here tonight and getting to help him out on the map a little bit. He's asking me a bunch of questions, and I'm hoping we can do this again. I'm rather enjoying it.
This is so darn foggy. I can't even see where you are.
That's the thing about northwest corner.
Yeah, now I'm trying to look and see where textures have changed or not. I realized just last week that we've played 40 episodes and I haven't bought a single field.
I know. I haven't either. I have never bought a field on the map, on any of the versions.
There we are.
I've harvested a couple of them. I've played a couple of the the missions.
Yeah, early on I played a few missions to get some dollars. But I was thinking as I was driving up here, field 6, which is right behind me.
Right.
That's a wonderful field that we could buy and merge together at some point. I don't know if
that would be cool.
I don't know if we'll do it before the series ends, but whoever takes this map over after I'm done playing it, because the storyline that we're going to end with is that unlike Cherry Hills, which I just ended, the storyline with this map will be that this farm is going to continue on. So we won't be selling everything. We'll just basically pick up and walk away and act like it's still a working farm. So maybe whoever picks this, maybe whoever manages the farm after we leave, will
that's one reason why you
together.
were brought in. That's why you were brought in, to turn the farm around. Remember?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the series, that was your storyline. You were brought in to turn the farm around, and you did a wonderful job of it.
We've turned it around. We took a $4 million debt, paid it all off.
Yep.
Now we got $600,000 in the black profit.
And you're starting to make a profit on it, which is a good thing. We like money.
Money lets you do lots of fun things.
Oh yeah, but you got a lot of hard work to get it.
We have put in a fair amount of work. I will say that having these hedges without collisions is quite a benefit.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer. when I was making the map, I thought to myself, there ain't no way. I mean, I've got enough walls, I've got enough gates that we're going to be bumping into trees. I did my best to keep most of the trees away from the fields, but I like having the tree or the field lined with something. I don't, you know, just straight openness, to me that's dull. I like texture, I like scenery. So I didn't want to do the collisions on the shrubs and the hedges for that reason.
So Mr. Awesome is asking, what other games do we play? Do you play? It might be asked to me, it might be asked to both of us, but personally I don't play much of anything else. I don't have much time to play anything else.
Yeah, before I started getting into Farming Simulator 17, I was into Knights of the Old Republic. I played that for almost 4 years from launch. Had a guild, had a flagship, and pretty much played every waking hour of every day when I wasn't at work or sleeping. My wife, you know, we had a little issue with that at first, but you know, we worked it all out, and we have our date nights, and she does her thing, I do my thing, and we get along great. I'm a 51-year-old gamer. I work my ass off at work every day, pay the bills, and I do what I like to do. But other than that, when I quit playing Knights of the Old Republic, I picked this up probably close to a year ago now. I don't play anything else. This is it.
What games do you play there, Mr. Awesome? We'll just turn it around on you.
There you go. Let's ask him one.
So I'm just going to sit on top of the tractor and wait for you to make a return trip.
Yeah, I'm a little slow here. The guy keeps yelling at me next door over here because this is not my field. He says, "You can't plant here. Go away."
We've already got a full pallet of wool.
Wow.
So
how many sheep you got? What, you got 100 head of sheep over there?
Right now we've got 113 sheep.
Nice.
We're going to get another one in a half hour. Every 6 hours we get a sheep, so that's 4 sheep a day.
Cool.
That's definitely a boost, I think, from non-seasons. But the pigs are actually slower. We were.
That's what I was reading somewhere. Somebody said the pigs were broken.
We were just over an hour in pig reproduction, and now we're at 2.5 hours pig reproduction.
Gotcha.
But well, it's not that pigs are broken as much as the economy. The economy is it scales. You need to scale it, I think, slowly.
Right.
And since pigs take so much product, I think really the idea of starting a map from scratch with pigs day one is very hard to do. What I plan to do with the next series that we do is I plan to play an entire game year without before buying any pigs. That way I've got an opportunity to basically bring in all the crops that we need to support the pigs.
Right.
So then hopefully we could feed the pigs during the next year while we're growing our crops. Of course, with sheep and cows, you can buy sheep and cows once you can start growing grass.
Right.
And as you can make silage and as you can do hay and stuff, you can bring in, the cows can gain productivity. He's saying Mr. Austin plays Call of Duty 3, Farm Sim 15, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Second Split, which I've never heard of, Sims 3, and a whole lot more. He's a
heavy-duty gamer.
You just took that hedge out completely.
Well, I got work to do, boss.
It's your hedge, right? You put it there, you can take it out.
True. I'm cheating. I'm using GPS.
That's fine. So in chat, how many that are in chat have played Serenity Valley, either either any iteration of Serenity Valley? Let me put it that way.
There you go.
Let's see how many.
Any of y'all playing the map?
Let's see, anybody that's played Serenity Valley in chat. Let's get a shout out so we know how many map players we've got here. The question earlier about is the link in the map the one that works with seasons? It is not. The link that I have is for for Serenity Valley version 1. The link I have will work for any version 1 of the map. If you search Serenity Valley 2 on modhoster.com, which is the same site that I have linked, you'll see Rise of Industry, which is version 2, which Rockhound just uploaded. As long as you get version 2, which was literally just uploaded this evening, that one will work with seasons. So it might not be up there quite yet. In fact, let me just I'm just going to tab out and check.
Serenity Valley 2, the Rise of Industry version 2.0 is what I just uploaded tonight. And it will work with seasons.
I want to check right now for everybody. Right now, version 1.1 is the only thing that's listed. But
the other one's still being processed. Version 2.0 is still being processed, I'm sure.
I'll put the link in chat. And then everybody just know that you need to wait until version 2 is out, which is the one that will work with seasons. And that should show up tonight or early tomorrow. So I think that combination of the Kloss and that Great Plains cedar work really well together.
Oh yes.
It's a bit overpowered for that cedar. I think that cedar only needs like 150 horsepower or 175 horsepower.
Yeah, but I love this big bad machine.
It sounds so angry when you start it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I got crawling. I got somehow or another I hit the.
Oh, you got like
crab steering.
Crab steering on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't grab straight with crab steering.
No, I've been wondering what the hell is going on here. Yeah, there we go.
Sean plays all versions of this map.
Oh, wonderful.
He is.
I know.
He's dedicated to this map.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Old Man Farmer, what map are you doing next? So after this map, we're going to be having a series on Slovak Village. And I was apparently called out on my map video of that, where I kept calling it Slavic. So I tried to deliberately say Slovak now, because apparently that's the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, some of them are kind of tricky.
So,
you use Google Translate quite a bit.
Yeah, I do, but the way I've always heard it pronounced was Slavic. You know, like Slavic nations and Yugoslavia and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's how I was pronouncing it. But
gotcha.
Somebody said, "Are you saying Slavic?" And he's lots of laughs after that. LOL. I'm like, well, yeah, but I guess looking at it now, maybe it's supposed to be pronounced this other way. And
I see Mr. Austin asked, "Do you play with any other tubers?" I don't. This is the first time I've actually done a multiplayer with this map, and it's turned out to be a live version too, so that's even better. I'm really I don't have a lot of association with anybody other than Klein. I'm starting to, because like I said, I'm new at map making myself in the game. But I'm hoping in the future that we will do more.
Looks like the clouds are clearing.
It's about time.
It's 9:12. So, I myself, I've done multiplay on the PCSG Open Multiplay server. Yes. With general people. It's not been any popular YouTubers. There's the potential that I might be helping a fellow YouTube persona out in the near future, but I haven't. We've got ironed those details out, so I don't want to go into more detail on that. But I thought this would be a great opportunity to bring Tony in with episode 40, because we're going to be bringing in seasons, and to do a live stream. This video will be posted on Monday as the normal Monday episode, so it's going to be a pretty long episode, but it's a special one, and
Yep.
we might do something special here for episode 52. I don't know. I have to.
We're gonna have to come up with something.
Have to come up with something for our closeout finale.
Yeah. I think we can come up with a pretty good idea.
And who knows? He might, if this catches on, he might be invited to multiplay with some other people that are playing this map. That would be pretty cool.
Yep. I'd like to get, once I, version 2.0 of Serenity Valley 2 is out, get that one up and running on multiplayer. Because there's already some people doing it. And I'd like to be involved with it.
Yeah. Now, I've heard that there's a file size limit for multiplayer servers. Is that, is that the case?
No, I personally do not know.
Are we running out of seed or something?
No, I got off track.
Oh,
I
okay.
got to turn on DPS, dude.
Oh, I was just following you just to provide a chaser camera, and all of a sudden you stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to turn on DPS.
This seeder makes a lot faster work of these fields than the starter seeders.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
They're not small either.
No, I did put in with the starting fleet. I did give you, I think it was the largest seeder and the largest cultivator that was available in game to actually help start working the fields. But I only gave you one of each, so I only gave you 2 harvesters, and I figured that was enough.
Well, you gave us a potato harvester, a sugar beet harvester.
That's
2 of
you
the
had all them crops. You had all them crops on the field.
2 of the New Holland harvesters.
Yep.
But you cheated me out. You only gave me 1 of each header type.
Gotta spend some money there.
I mean, I had to actually buy a header here recently so I could harvest the same crop. And then on Serenity Valley 2, you got 2 of each header.
Right. Actually, on Serenity Valley 2, you get 3 of the grain headers and 2 of the
yeah,
corn headers and the sunflower headers. You actually get 5 headers.
I remember now, because I always do a
I
always do a walk through the map off camera before I record my map videos.
Right.
And I was looking at the starting equipment, and I usually basically just follow the same pattern that I do in the real video.
Right.
And I was looking at the starting equipment, and I saw 5 headers. I'm like, why do I have 3 grain headers when I only have 2 harvesters? And then I got to 1 harvester, 2 harvesters, 3. I was like 3, 4. I'm like, holy cow, man.
I gave you. I went ahead and sold. Like I told you earlier, I went ahead and sold everything just to see how much it would bring. And it brought just under $6 million, and I sold everything except the scope. And I walked away with $6 million in my pocket. And to me, I mean, if you want to sell the equipment, by all means, go ahead and make that profit, make that money, and use it to build a farm that way. Because not everybody's going to like the same equipment over and over and over. So, people got their own preferences, their own mods they like to use, bring into the map. Like I said, I originally built this map for me. When I originally did it, I did not plan on uploading it. But when it turned out to be what it is, that's what changed my mind, and I decided to give it a shot at uploading it. Just for the heck of it, to see what would happen. I never dreamed of what it turned out to be. Never dreamed of it.
So Mr. Awesome saying, when's your my next live stream is going to be tomorrow. So I am going to start Old Guy Farmer, who is a YouTube. I don't like YouTuber. That just sounds weird. So I use the terminology YouTube personality or persona.
Yeah.
So Old Guy Farmer is another YouTube personality, and he has thrown down a gauntlet to do a single player challenge on a Goldcrest Valley edit that he made, that he calls Old Guy Farms. And the challenge is basically to run seasons for 6 game days, or 6 game day seasons, run at 15 times speed, and to run for 3 full years, and at the last day of the 3rd year to sell everything and see who has the most money.
Now that's a challenge.
So one of the requirements is you must stream everything. So every episode, every minute of actual gameplay must be a live stream.
Right, you can't go play offline.
Right, so there's no off-camera playing. That basically that way other people that are participating in the challenge can basically follow each other and basically kind of self-audit each other and make sure that we're not cheating.
Exactly. And say,
so,
oh my God, he's way ahead. I got some. Get busy, you know.
Oh, you're gonna hit a tree.
No, I'm actually scraping the dang fence.
Oh, okay.
That fence is no longer there in version.
Yeah, I was seeing Nick drive through a bunch of fields that I was like, oh, you're gonna hit something, and he goes straight through it. I'm like, where did that? There was a stone wall somewhere, and I'm like, you're gonna hit the wall, and he just drove right through it. I'm like, all right, that was there before.
Yeah, well, if you notice in version 2, I relayed out this field right here. I split this field into 2 fields.
Yeah, because you put a dairy up in the corner of
right, exactly.
of the other one.
Sorry about that. Yep.
I don't know when I'm going to stream tomorrow. I got to mow the grass.
Jeremy, thanks for playing my map, buddy. I appreciate it.
So it's going to be sometime in the afternoon. I will put up a kind of a reminder notice on the channel of when it might be. It probably would be like 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock Eastern time, which is -4 GMT. So Jeremy's playing his map. You playing Rise of Industry or Serenity Valley 1?
Waiting for a reply there.
Well, it's chat's delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed. I understand.
I hope your wife is enjoying the stream. Is she still watching?
Actually, she's not feeling good. She's kind of laying down right now, but it's video.
Starting to clear up. We can see.
Yeah, finally, and it's almost time to wrap it up, ain't it?
It is. I was gonna say let's finish planting this field, and then we'll call it an episode.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 hours.
Thank you for coming. And
yes, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, I hope he can get me in here one more time before he ends the series.
Old Man Farmer's still playing Pine Cove, but do you plan on playing Serenity Valley after this, Old Man Farmer? Now what you're seeing here is version 4.1 with seasons added. It doesn't have a snow mask or anything. Version 2 of Rise of Industry, which is Serenity Valley 2. So Serenity Valley 2 version 2. So there's 2 2s there. That does have a snow mask. That was uploaded just today. It's not in Mod Hoster yet, but will be very soon. That is fully prepared for seasons.
You know, I can't turn this big beast around right here. I gotta back up.
I hear you. I hear you backing up. He says he plans on it. That's cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Tell all your friends that Serenity Valley 2 is the best map that no one knows about.
Yeah. You know, I've had people say that it's definitely in the top 10, and I've even had people say in the top 5. To me, you know, I appreciate that. I really do. I take it to heart because I never anticipated people would be taken to it like they have.
I seriously think it's Stevie caliber.
Well, I've never played Stevie Mod's maps, but I've looked at them, and he's got some cool stuff. But you can, I mean, I've looked at them, and I've jumped into a couple of them just to look around and see what he had going on, and other maps too by other map makers. And you know, I've gotten ideas from different maps. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it, when I first laid it out, this all came from my imagination.
Big Hoss is in the house. Hey, Big Hoss.
Big Hoss, what's up, my brother? How you doing tonight?
To answer your question, Mr. Awesome, I think I started sometime in March. Initially, I just did map videos, and I think I might have started.
Thanks, Jeremy.
I think I might have started this series in April, maybe. I don't remember. But we've been basically doing 3 episodes a week for however many weeks it takes to get 40 out. I love the fold animation on that thing, how it kind of grows.
Oh yeah. Farmer shaking his fist at me. Get off my land! We'll see if I can park this beast back in where you had it.
Well, I thank you, Big Hoss, for showing some love.
Yes, thank you, Big Hoss. Appreciate you, buddy.
I know you're playing this map, and breaking news that Tony said earlier that version 2 of Serenity Valley 2 was uploaded tonight, and that one is Seasons prepared with a snow mask, and Seasons does work. Oh, you're gonna hit the fence.
Thanks.
So if that, oh, and he's added hops.
Yes, I added hops to the farm, and you know, you got the brewery over there. It currently in version 1.0 or 1.1, it takes wheat and barley. That's been changed to take hops and barley now. Can't make beer without hops, not in my opinion. So that's why I added hops. There currently is a texture issue with the harvested version of the hops. Once it lays down on the field, don't ask me what I did wrong. I cannot figure it out for the life of me, but I know there's a fix for it. Just give me some time and I will update it when I find it. But the crop is working. It can be planted, it can be harvested with a grain header, and it can be tipped into the trigger at the brewery. But right now, like I said, as far as I know, that's the only little glitch that's going to be in version 2.0 is the texture of the hops. The growth texture is fine. It's once it's harvested, it lays down on the field, and I've asked people and I've gotten no response on what the issue might be. So if anybody sees it and does know a reason why it's happening, let me know. I'll be happy to, you know, I want to fix it. I've played other maps to test out the hops on those maps and found out, you know, mine is not harvesting correctly, and I need to figure out why. So I'm open to suggestions.
So I saw Studenheim or something. I think that's how you pronounce it. That map's got hops in it. I saw that over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, that's the one that's like version 8 or 9 now.
Tell you, hang on a second. I'll tell you the one I downloaded with hops, and it's a cool map. It is.
Mr. Awesome.
A lot of features in it.
Mr. Awesome says, "What's the best way to get subs?" For me, I think the best way to get subs is to have quality content, and your subs will just come naturally. I try very much to not go out and ask for subs. I try not to impose on other YouTube folks that are doing streams. When I jump in someone's other stream, that's all about them. It's not about me at all, and I try not to self-impose myself in that way. and you know, I figure in time people will find me. And Big Haas can tell you he's up there at what, 1100 now, or is it more than that? 1600? Are you spraying it? Because I'm not seeing the wand. That's a.
Yeah, I'm washing it down. I got it dirty now.
I see it's getting clean now, but you don't have the wand. I just hear it running.
I see myself in the stream, and I'm just standing there.
Yeah. I do like this power washer because it sounds, you know, it's supposedly the guy
sounds authentic.
Supposedly the guy that did this mod actually has one of these and recorded his own power washer running.
Really? Cool. That's cool. I'm washing yours too.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, man. Doesn't seem to want to reach the sprayer though. Yeah, there it goes. Well, Haas, I wish you would have come in earlier. We've been at it for about 2 hours now. We're fixing to wrap this up. But I really want one of those tractors you're working on. Them big wide tires or something else, man. I got to give me one of those. Except I don't want the one that flips upside down. Okay.
You want this? You want this Kloss hossified, I think.
Yeah. If you can hossify the Kloss, do me up. I gotta go park it where I found it.
Yep. All right, guys. So we're gonna park. Oops. Hold up.
Go ahead.
Go. We're gonna park our equipment. We're gonna call this a stream. We're gonna call this an end of episode 40. If you didn't manage to catch the full stream and you want to catch the replay, it will be posted 6 a.m. Monday morning, which is the normal time slot for Serenity Valley videos. Episode 41, assuming that I get it recorded, will air Wednesday at 6 a.m. And like I said, we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 a.m. for Serenity Valley. We're going to carry this series for another 10 episodes before we call it a quit.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Because really, we have now worked through a year and a half. We started in late summer, and we've now went through a full calendar year, and now we're starting early spring, year 3, basically, of the series. And I'm of the mindset that I don't think people want to watch me just plant and harvest, plant and harvest, plant and harvest in an endless cycle, so I'm kind of running out of unique things to do. And I figure 50 episodes is just about will do it. So,
thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming and joining with me. And
thanks, man.
Letting all these guys see and talk to you.
Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. And you know my name. I'm on YouTube. I have my own. It's not really, doesn't really do nothing. You see me there. You want to follow me? Go right ahead. If you got any questions, feel free to hook me up or ask me a question on my YouTube channel. I'll be happy to answer. I'll take any kind of suggestions I can get. And I will be working on a second map, which is probably going to come out. I'm already working on it. Probably at least 6 months to a year before it comes out, but I am working on it. And thanks again, everybody.
And you're also over at PCSG.
Yes, I am. PCSG as Rockhound. You can find me there under Rockhound, PCSG.com.
All right. So I guess with that said, I encourage all you guys to check out PCSG. I think Rockhound can testament that it's one of the
Thanks, Sean.
One of the best web communities out there as far as
in my opinion, and
folks that are helpful too. And
mature bunch of folks. Anybody will help you if they know an answer and you got a question. They're gonna help you out. They're not gonna think you're stupid or anything like that. They're more than willing to give as much help to one another as possible. It's a great little community. I love it.
Yeah, you definitely don't get that everywhere. Half the time you get the, well, why don't you just search for it? And then, you know what? I did search for it, and I said I didn't find the answer, so I came here.
Right.
Because sometimes you just don't know what to search for.
Well, I've even searched for answers on the developer website for the Giants that are and didn't get as good of an answer as I got from the PCSG. I mean, it's, I give them 100% grade on me. I'm always going to be. I'll never leave them. They're great. But anyway, guys, appreciate you. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Yep.
Happy farming, all.
Yep. Until next time, happy farming.